Alrighty, so as we get around York, we got World War II Mustangs flying around us. Elena decided to find the closest castle for us to go and look for to where we were. So she found a place called Gilling Castle. Doesn't have a website. It does appear on Google when you look it up. Gilling Castle. We get here, we're just not sure what the story is. It looks like it could be I don't know what it is.
It looks like a private property.
Possibly it's a private property. There's a little bit of a parking area. A guy over there that's sort of looking at us going, what are you people doing here? We haven't been, no guard dogs have attacked us or anything yet, but I'm a bit nervous about going in.
There are 3 cameras, actually 4 cameras behind us.
Cameras everywhere, so we're being watched. We know that much. Makes you feel at home, doesn't it? Being watched all the time. It's like just like being in Uzbekistan. It's awesome. So let's have a quick look at the outside, and just don't think we'll be going inside this one. It's got a weird feeling about it. So it's definitely a castle. You can see a sign on that door over there. It says keep clear. It obviously lights up at night. Someone's left their bucket outside. There's an external staircase over here that nobody, doesn't look like it's in use, and it's got a sign on it saying no entry. It's got a magnificent clock. It's a big compound. This part here looks a little bit newer, or a second story of it definitely looks like it's newer. I just can't figure it out. There's what does this say here? On this sign here, something shed. Something shed, and it's got some, I'll get a bit closer, it's got a lock on it. This sort of reminds us when we're in France, we're D&G's shed. I don't know who D&G is. Yeah, we're in a beautiful little village anyway, this castle. That roof there looks like it could use a little bit of work. Yeah, spectacular building. It's a beautiful little village, and we're up on the hill from the village, and it's all definitely medieval. A beautiful little stream flowing through it. And then you've got this castle. And then up there we got a little bell tower. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when we were in France and we turned up the places, and because it was winter, it wasn't open. But we were still able to go and have a look around because there's nobody here except for that fella that was, there's a car in the distance there. And there was a fella just sort of looking at us, and that's some sort of a commercial building there. Yeah, there's no sign. There's a sign saying no parking where I'm standing. That's quite reasonable. But nothing to tell us what the building is. And we're during business hours on a Friday, so unless they take Fridays off, I can't really figure out what the story is. Elena's found a spot over there. She's taking photos, and she just waved to me to come over, so I'll go and have a quick look and see what she's found. Hey, darling, what have you found?
Oh, look at the beautiful house and a lovely garden that obviously been prepared for winter. Look at that gorgeous view, $1 million view, if not more. And amazing lawn, look at that.
Yeah, that grass is pretty. Well, actually, that might be the golf course, isn't it? Because we did see that when we were driving up, there was mention of a golf course, so it could be part of the golf course. That would explain why that lawn is perfect. But you got a little courtyard here.
The house looks abandoned.
Well, darling, I don't know how you get abandoned. Do people leave their buckets outside when they're abandoned? I don't think it's abandoned. For me, it's in the best condition of any old building we've seen.
Yeah, but do you see any curtains on the window? There are not, pretty much there are not too many curtains.
Oh, no.
There's no one you can see in the window, which means people living
Well,
in there.
no, I don't know if it's a residence. I get the feeling that it's like a commercial building. But,
Mm.
but it's a bit of a mystery to me. I hope somebody knows what it is and can tell us.
Oh,
But
you can
yes, as I say, it's maintained as if it was a commercial premises or a tourist attraction that doesn't seem to have any tourists or any doors for you to walk into. But to me, it feels as though it could be like used for offices, some forms of business or something. Or I don't know. It's a real puzzle. We've got a little sign here. What does this tell us? Do not open our time capsule until 2061.
Ooh.
Mrs. Edgelton's year 1 February 2011. Okay. Well, if that's what this is, a time capsule, I understand that concept. I did one when I was a teenager and I lost it. Can't find it. I don't know where it is. It's in the bush. But if this is a time capsule, I gotta tell you, this is the biggest time capsule I've ever seen. Yeah, well, Elena's starting to poke around places that I don't feel comfortable in now, bordering on trespassing again, and there's cameras everywhere, so I'm going to have to cut my visit short and get her away as quick as I can before she gets us in trouble. Okay, so that is Helmsley Castle, or what's left of it. I think you might be able to go and have a look at that, but no. In England, they build a wall around it, and then you have to go through here and pay them a fee. These people here, a fee to go in and look at it. Now, I don't know how they justify that, because generally, if they're looking for money to maintain a thing, but that's clearly not being maintained at all. So it's just a reason to collect money from people. Now, we've just gone and paid £3 for the privilege of parking our car for an hour in a village of not very many people. And we were just saying that this is the difference between England and France. France, they compete with each other to try and get tourists to come and look at their things. Here, it's just how can they get some money out of you? But we can't go and see it because it's they close at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you're a tourist, you've got to make sure you're here before 4 o'clock. So there you go. You can see it. We can't walk up to it though without paying for the privilege, and we have to come when it's convenient for them. Okay, darling, where have you taken us to?
Well, according to the Google Maps, say again.
Righto, darling, where have you taken us today?
According to the Google Maps, the place called Rievaulx Abbey. Rievaulx. I don't know.
I don't know how to pronounce it either, but I just wanted to hear you try. Okay, so that's where we are. Rievaulx. We'll have to find out how to say it, but that's where we are. We'll call it the Rievaulx Abbey. And there it is. Abbot William and 12 monks of the reforming and austere Cistercian order founded Rievaulx Abbey in 1132. The Cistercians wanted to return to the basic principles of monasticism, following a daily routine of church services, reading, and manual work. Well, there you go. What was that, sweetie?
It's getting a bit cold.
Is it? Well, it is winter and it's England. So, darling, did you know that by the 1160s, the abbey was home to 640 men who dedicated their lives to the service of God? The community comprised of choir monks who spent a large part of their day in church, and a new type of monk called lay brothers who worked the land. The name of the place, Rievaulx, attracted recruits of the highest calibre, including Aelred, abbot between 1147 and 1167, who was later venerated at the abbey as a saint. Many of Rievaulx's buildings date from his time. For 400 years, Rievaulx was a place of piety and provider of charity and hospitality, and was an important landowner. So they owned a lot of land here. Did you know all that, darling?
Did you?
I just...
You just read all that information asking me if I knew it. Of course I knew it.
Oh, you did know it? Oh, good. Let's go and have a look. I still can't get used to me being able to just reach out and put my hand on a wall that was built in 1160. It's just amazing. And I can confirm it is exceptionally cold today. In fact, I've got all my locally bought woolly, well, not woolly, but windproof and fleece lined. I got these gloves. Oh, they worked out about 80 Australian dollars, this pair of gloves, but I think it's saving me from becoming a frozen Australian. But this is the Abbey, another magnificent building. Of course, everybody back in those days, when this was built, the whole world was Catholic. Or the whole world that we Europeans knew anyway. But it was all Catholic. And then in this country, in England, the King Henry came along, Henry VIII. He decided he'd like to be able to get married and divorced whenever he felt like it. And he just took over and just said, no, everything's Church of England now, and anything like this, he just stripped of its riches and value and got rid of the land and basically just trashed everything. So we're looking at Catholic ruins, and most of the beautiful cathedrals that you do find in England are also Catholic built, but some of them have been maintained. But the monasteries that brought up Catholic monks have clearly not been maintained, and this is the result. So we were advised to head straight to the museum because that closes, and we won't be able to see it if it closes. So we'll come and see this first, and then we'll head over and investigate the Abbey a little bit more. So I'll have a look in this museum. Automatic door. Okay, so inside the museum it's got heating, and it's very welcome. So basically what we've got in here is some of the stonework, the artistry that they've brought in from the ruins and housed in here. It's all very old, well over 1,000 years old. And amazing the intricate work they could do. I'd love to see all the tools. I'd love to see how they made these things. But yeah, it's just amazing the work they put in. Now, these faces, you find them on a lot of Gothic churches. These ones aren't too bad, but yeah, apparently they're on the outside of a lot of the churches, and the idea of them is to apparently scare evil spirits away so they can't get into the church. So, but yeah, so scary faces designed to scare evil spirits. But personally, I think they sort of scare me. And so here I was wondering what tools they used to make those intricate stone carvings, and here we are. Basically chisels and hammers. And that's the actual tools that they used. And there were more of them. Now, over here, we have a little short video explaining the history. And basically, yeah, it all comes down to when King Henry the Eighth came along, he pulled the whole thing apart and just stripped it and took all its wealth and destroyed it. That's the head of the Church of England. So here we are back out in the hall. The magnificence of the building becomes apparent. What it must have been like. And the hundreds, actually thousands of monks over the centuries who came here and just contemplated God, trying to get close to them, to God, while they're all here on earth. And I guess Henry put a stop to people being able to follow that path in life at this facility, as well as many other facilities throughout the country. Okay, well, darling, what have you found here?
It's a sign says, with grateful thanks to Christopher Bryan, 1931 to 2014, 3 anonymous donors on the 4th of June 2015.
Okay, so they donated something. For what purpose? Not clear.
So is it right?
Well, I don't know if it is obviously a grave. Tell you the truth. Well, perhaps the stone is of some significance, but what's underneath it is a lot newer. So I don't know what the purpose of it is. Well, there was mention of a saint being venerated from this place. Where I'm standing now is where the choir used to be. So all the singing would come from where I'm standing. And up that end is the chapel. And yeah, so that's the wall there, but there's a lot of building outside the chapel. So from inside the cathedral, you walk to these stairs I'm standing on, and been some changes, but this was the way to the dormitories, and the dormitories obviously is where the monks slept. So all that area there is all ruins of the housing component of the abbey. That little spot there is where holy water would have been. You dip your fingers in there and cross yourself as you come and go from the church. Now, of course, being England, there's never any shortage of water. Not sure that particular puddle's holy water, though. So this was the meeting room when they discussed business and confessed their sins, the abbots. And there's a number of graves there in the floor. Now, the very first abbot, his name was William, and he used to be buried there. They did move him and created a shrine for him. And that's where William is now buried. And this here is the refectory. Now, the refectory is basically the dining hall, but it's cool that they got their own name for it. And so that's it for our trip to Rievaulx. I can't pronounce it, but it's a French name in England, and yeah, very nice place to come and visit. It closes at 4 o'clock in winter, and it's definitely winter. So that's about the end of our quick trip to have a look around to where the abbots were more than 1,000 years ago. Okay, so there's two lots of good news. First is I've actually found Helena, so I can drag her out of here because it is closed. And the other good news is the lady that came to throw us out was able to tell me how you pronounce the place. Now, it's spelled really hard, but it's just Rievaulx.
Rievaulx.
Just Rievaulx. You know, it just...
Is it?
Yeah. So, Rievaulx Abbey. And it's French for the English word for this area. But the original, very first abbots were from France, and that's why it's got that terrible spelling. But Rievaulx Anyway, we move on to our next adventure. Ripon Cathedral. So that font there is where they perform their baptisms. It's been in use for 500 years. This cathedral, like many other cathedrals in England, also doubles as a burial ground. A multitude of people buried. A particular one there was Roger Bain. He was buried there in 1719. But everywhere you walk, you're walking on people's graves.
Help us grow, like, share, and subscribe.
And then if there wasn't enough people buried on the floor, there's a crypt underneath the cathedral. Narrow stairs, very old iron handrail. Of course, the people were short, you have to duck down. Just gotta watch your head all the way through here. Twists and turns. Okay. Table. This is for candles. Oh boy. More twists and turns. And then back upstairs. Oh. I don't see where anybody was buried. So we're going back up. Different stairwell. Unless the people are buried in these little holes. No, I don't know. Up the stairs we go. Come into the main part. All the choirs on both sides. Traditionally, it was all in Latin. Just since being Church of England, I'm not sure what it is. It's probably English now. In English, I mean. It's obviously English because, like all other cathedrals, would have been taken over by Mr. Henry VIII. That's a magnificent window. That's the main altar. When you look back, you can see these magnificent organ pipes. And then we've got on the side here, we've got a little chapel. And another small chapel on the other side of the altar. It's back towards the entrance, standing in the main chamber, the part that is the highest. I'm sure if you can really get a feel for how high it is on video, but yes, probably at least 5 or 6 stories high. And the magnificent organ structure from the other side. And of course, those other tombs, these ones here are quite old. Can't quite see who's in there, but the likeness on the outside shows medieval chainmail and dress. Give you some idea of how old that grave is. Small medieval crypt. And that's Ripon Cathedral, one of the famous cathedrals in England.